Hey everyone, my name's Jim Bob. How the hell are ya? You know when you have a show on Netflix that's been on your personal watch list for like ages, but you never even think to watch it, right up until the point where it goes out of your memory completely, falls into some kind of void. Kind of like how I always forget why I walked into the kitchen in the first place. It's like fucking irritating. Full spoilers for season 1 and 2, you've been warned. That show for me was Girl From Nowhere. I've become such a huge fan of Asian TV and media over the past year, but never checked out anything from Thailand up until now. So why am I making a video on this? Because I liked it. And I want to. Get off my back. So this isn't going to be me covering season 1 and 2 individually, but more of a review of the show as a whole. I want to mainly focus on the rivalry that's portrayed in season 2 between Nanno and Yuri, our protagonists / antagonists, and why I think this rivalry is great. It's now like Yogami and L from Death Note, but it's still pretty good for the most part. So, I'm going to apologise once again in advance if I mispronounce any names, but I'm going to try my best with this one. So, Girl From Nowhere stars Chicha Amatayakul, who plays a mysterious high school girl named Nanno.
สวัสดีค่ะ Nanno นะคะ ฝากตัวด้วยนะคะทุกคน
Who enrols in multiple different schools, exposing, as she puts it, the wrongdoers. Now, Nanno is not your everyday kind of girl. The show doesn't tell you straight away, but Nanno is actually some kind of entity or demon with abilities that she uses to her advantage to expose the shitty side of teachers and students in whatever school she enrolls in. She doesn't age, so there's no telling how long she's been doing this for. The final episode of season 1 even indicates this by placing a bunch of people attending a high school reunion 10-year anniversary party sort of thing. And Nanno shows up, not as the day, and exposes them for their misdeeds. Now what I have to praise most about this show is Chicha Amatayakul's performance. Nanno fucking terrifies me. I mean, everything from the way she talks to people, her sadistic smile, all the way to that creepy, over-exaggerated laugh. Chicha owns this role and character and plays her very well. She brings such a great take on a character, a very fucked up individual, and she does it in such a charming yet eerie way. Nanno will talk to other characters all sweet and stuff, but do it in such a profound way that you can see the other characters look extremely uncomfortable talking to her when she gets right up in their personal bubble with that sadistic smirk on her face. Kind of like when some weirdo approaches you in public and you just don't want to talk to them. Nanno doesn't do this stuff for the sake of doing the right thing or good morals. She's exposing these poor excuses of humans, these absolute pieces of shit, because she fucking wants to. And it was almost like I got vibes from the Joker from Nanno. Not that they're remotely the same person, but what I mean is that you just know when you see Nanno crack that half smile, that evil looking smirk, that she knows that she has these people exactly where she wants them and has a great time doing it. But the fact that she is an entity of some sort, she cannot die. There's scenes where she messes with the characters so much that they lose their shit and start beating the shit out of her, and the whole time she's just laughing while getting her face smashed in by a shovel or a baseball bat. This girl don't give a fuck. Every time Chicha is on screen as this character, it's almost like you're rooting for her to put these low in their places, but at the same time you can't help but feel bad for some of them, despite their horrible deeds, despite these horrible things that these people are doing. Just watching Nanno play with these people's feelings, I'm like, this is totally fucked, bro. There are some characters that are indeed flawed ass people, but you know that it's something that they can come back from. But Nanno is here to make sure there are no happy endings. But there are some exceptions. In season 1, episode 8, there's a young guy named TK who can't stop stealing shit. But the reason this episode is unique is because it was kind of like TK's bad side was on the outside and not who he really is. So Nanno sees that he is a good person inside, whereas other people throughout the show will just never admit to what they're doing, no matter how bad things get. So Nanno didn't really see a need to make TK's life hell. But I think overall, episode 5 of season 2, I think this is when I saw Nanno at her worst, when she literally forced a dude to act like a dog despite his cries and desperation. But for the most part, Nanno brings forth the worst in people and gets them to act upon their highest impulses and enjoys the pain she inflicts on other people who she thinks deserves it. Now let's talk about the rival, Yuri.
เจอกันอีกแล้วนะ Nanno สวัสดี Yuri
In season 2, we're treated with another character we'll follow regularly throughout the show, named Yuri, played by Chanya McClory. I think that's how you pronounce it, I do apologise if I haven't. And she becomes a sort of apprentice/rival to Nanno. Yuri was a breath of fresh air to me because Girl from Nowhere is the kind of show which focuses on different characters in every episode, so you don't really have any particular characters to follow and grow with other than Nanno until Yuri shows up. Not that this is a bad thing because the show still manages to keep things fresh by following new characters every episode, bar from a couple that are tied together. And for the most part, these individual stories too are held together pretty well, and you do care about the characters that you see on screen, but not to the same extent as you would if they were in multiple episodes spanning over the course of the season. Now, Yuri's story and character traits are different than Nanno's, although Yuri is pretty much doing the exact same thing as Nanno in exposing shitty people, but her methods are vastly different. Yuri is not an entity, or at least she wasn't to begin with. She was just an ordinary human girl who endured a lot of pain and suffering from the people around her, got herself involved in some nasty shit, parents probably didn't love her, stuff like that. She became immortal like Nanno after indulging a mouthful of Nanno's blood, which was kind of... I think the writing could have been a bit better there, being as it reminded me of the dumb way Cletus Cassidy became Carnage in Venom 2. Swallow a bit of entity's blood and then you become an entity too. It's just like, okay. But yeah, I can overlook that. Throughout season 2, we keep getting nods and teases of someone who is watching Nanno, and we see a few shots of a girl with a red hair ribbon from the back quite a lot until it's revealed that it's actually Yuri. Which was interesting because throughout the entirety of season 1, it was pretty much just Nanno on her own, but now she has competition, someone who she feels threatened by. Nanno feels that threatened by Yuri towards the end of season 2 that she even envisions a random high school girl as Yuri, even though it wasn't her. Now, Yuri's methods of inflicting pain and exposing people are different than Nanno's, and throughout season 2 we're shown just how much Nanno and Yuri clash on these aspects. They're kind of trying to outwit each other while occasionally working together, but from the very start Yuri had an ulterior motive, and that was to get rid of Nanno, so her error in the way of justice is the one that will thrive. Yuri and Nanno respect and hate each other, which is the most interesting part of it. Nanno will expose shitty people because it's fun and to those who she thinks deserves it, while Yuri exposes people more out of revenge for the victims of the school. There's conflict between the two of them. In this show, it shows like these two characters are symbols of exposing misdeeds. Now, what I mean by symbols is that Nanno is a symbol of karma, while Yuri is a symbol of hatred and revenge. And all the best scenes of season 2, or the entire show overall, is when these two interact. So the next part of the video, I want to talk about where season 3 will go, if there is a season 3, because we're kind of left with a lot of questions. At the end of season 2, Nanno finds sympathy for the victims that she originally targeted. There's a mother and her daughter. This daughter turns out to be a psycho killer. Nanno thought it was the mother to begin with. The mother is drugging the daughter just to keep her from killing somebody else. And in the end, when the daughter is about to stab her mom through the heart, Nanno sort of grabs the knife, and it's like the first instance that Nanno was thought, you know what, I think I need to stop this, rather than sitting back and enjoy it. Meanwhile, Yuri is in the background smiling the entire time. Now bear in mind, previous episode beforehand, Nanno has a neck wound on her neck which won't heal. This is unusual because Nanno is an entity, she can't die, wounds heal after so long, but now they're not. So Yuri's like, are you mortal now? Are you questioning your abilities? Do you still have faith in them? And then we see a glimpse of emotion on Nanno's face that she is generally terrified. But is she really? At the very end of season 2, the mother of the psycho killer decides to stab Nanno because she's pissed that she got involved. The mother still dies anyway, but the scene implicates that Nanno is dead, that she's gone, she's not coming back. Her reign, her era is over. We're led to believe Nanno is dead, we're led to believe that she is scared, but then again, if you watch the show, that you know that Nanno could easily fake emotion. And then we hear Yuri crack the same kind of over-exaggerated laugh that Nanno did, and I'm like, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Yuri's over Nanno's body, saying that your era is over, it's all me now. Yuri decides to give some of her blood to Junko, the psycho daughter killer, so now there's an entity psycho killer on the loose because these are Yuri's methods. The people that Junko is killing, she believes that they deserve it. But that's not quite how Nanno flows. So we're led to believe that Nanno is dead now, only then for the camera to pan out in the final shot to see Nanno perched on top of a railing on some kind of high platform somewhere, looking out into the distance. So that makes me question, is Nanno dead or is she not dead? Here's what I think. Overall, the show does this to you a lot. It sort of makes you piece things together yourself. What I think is that Nanno has all these abilities, right? She can bring herself back instantly, she can replicate herself, she can even make everyone believe that she is a different person. Because in one episode, she literally took over this social media influencer's life, and everyone thought that Nanno was the daughter and the social media influencer influencer and not the actual social media influencer. So with all these abilities, here's what I think. Maybe Nanno also has the ability to not let her wounds heal. I think she did this to trick Yuri in a way, to make Yuri think that Nanno was out the picture. And I reckon season 3 is going to be a kind of Junko is a psycho killer on the loose, Yuri is still out doing Yuri stuff, and Nanno is going to portray sort of the protagonist in the next season. It could work. I don't want all the character traits of the first 2 seasons to be completely erased. Maybe she's more of an anti sort of villain hero kind of thing. She's fighting for herself. But I reckon Nanno seriously is going to fuck Yuri over in the 3rd season, if there is one. But as of right now, none of this is fact. This is just me speculating. It's a fan theory. Even Chicha doesn't even know herself what's going to happen or what the outcome of her character is. In conclusion, guys, I really enjoyed Girl From Nowhere as a whole, and I've heard some news, well, it's not news, it was a while ago, that Chicha herself has had some concerns about the way that the show is structured, and that it may become boring if they follow the same formula of new characters every episode, but not that it's a bad thing. She also said that there's a possibility the 3rd season, again, if there will be one, could be a movie.
Yes, it is. We are still planning on it, and they are looking for the best solution. It might be a movie instead of another season, or maybe it's another season, so we're still like finding out the best way, because you know, like, since it's like an anthology, it finished up in 1 episode. The creator are not sure that if we continue it, will it get boring or something. Yeah.
Now that piques my interest a lot. Personally, I'd rather have a 3rd season, make it about 6 episodes if need be, stretch out Nanno and Yuri with a crazy psycho killer subplot with Junko, but I'm also down for a Girl With Nowhere movie. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Did you watch Girl From Nowhere? What did you think? Let me know down below. I just wanted to do a quick filler video while I work on that Ratchet video. It is coming, it's just taking the absolute piss. Bet you're fed up of hearing that at this point. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do here, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Remember, it's not just a movie, it's an experience. Stay awesome, everyone, and have a good day.